How would you feel if I had access to your checking account and every single day of the year I decided to withdraw $317 from your account? And then I took that money and just burned it and it was gone. It doesn't exist. How would that feel? That would feel pretty awful, right? Well, that's actually what a lot of people are doing without realizing it. So I want to talk to you about what happens when you don't move forward and take action in your life and your career. You start burning money. Welcome to the channel. My name is Tom. I'm the founder of Vertical Motion, where we help good people become great leaders. It looks like a lot of things, but generally speaking, we're helping mid-career professionals either become executives or entrepreneurs or both. And so if you want to learn more about that, link down below in the description. Today, what we're talking about is a story, quite honestly, about a potential client. I think he's actually joined the program. So I'll say a client by this point. And he had a conversation with one of our strategy coaches. And the conversation basically was, well, how much are you making now? He said he was making about, I think it was 140,000. And the role that he wanted, that was one level up from where he was, the compensation package for that role was 220,000. And so he was going to go from 140 to 220. It's an $80,000 increase in compensation. And it's like a 60% increase in his total compensation as well. So a significant number here, right? And when the strategy coach asked him what holds him back from moving to that role, he said, I don't know. I just don't know how to do that. I don't really understand what I need in order to grow into a role like that. And this is just one role above where he is right now currently. And so when the strategy coach asked this person, it seems like this should be the most important, urgent thing that you're doing in your career. And he's like, I don't know. I mean, there's other things. I have other priorities. I've got more important things going on. And then our strategy coach basically said to him, pulled out a calculator and he's like, you realize that by not taking that role, by not investing your energy in landing that role, you burn $317 every single day. And that gave him pause. It made him realize, think about if you had $1,500 every week more in your checking account than you had prior. What kind of difference does that make? It makes all of this stuff about groceries feel a little bit less painful. It makes it like, I heard someone say, I want to be rich enough to not care how much beef jerky costs. So would I. Wow, everything is so expensive. But you realize that $317 a day kind of hit home for this person. And like I said, I think he's actually joined the community by the time this recording has come out. But I want to talk to you today a little bit about what was going on in his mind, why this is a very common thing that we see in a lot of people, and what you can do right now in order to move forward in your career journey. All right, so the first point that I want to talk about is the financial erosion of stagnation, which is what happens when you don't move forward in your life and your career. If you don't find ways to earn more income that you can use to create a better quality of life, to invest in your future, to invest in your family, all of these things, right? They are kind of left on the wayside in the beginning, in the early parts of our career. And then at some point we start to make more money so that we can do some of these things for ourselves, for our families, and so forth. But if you don't make that leap, if you just continue in your role making 2 to 3% pay increases every year, well, maybe not even every year, or if you are constantly getting laid off because you just have one skill and it's, a very replaceable skill. If you're in that situation, then you're going to be kind of stuck at this income bracket that's going to be really hard, really, really hard to get out of. And quite honestly, the people who are investing themselves a whole lot more than you are, they're going to be the ones that are taking most of the opportunities above you, which, by the way, is why you should be continuously investing in yourself and in your education and your understanding about how the business world works. But let's talk about the compounding effect of delayed growth. It's not just that you've lost $317 a day. You've also lost what those $317 a day could do for you year after year after year. Imagine just taking that $80,000 a year and setting it aside in a savings account. In 20 years, you'll pay for college, you'll pay off your mortgage. It's great because the compounding effect is very powerful. And so the sooner you can get to a higher compensation package and put some of that money away for your future, the more likely your future is going to look like something bearable and tolerable instead of you having to get part-time jobs at 78 years old. So the compounding effect is really significant here. It doesn't matter if you're 20 or 40 or 60, you need to be making more money now, right now, so that the rest of your life is set up for more success than it currently is. Also keep in mind that, like, generally speaking, executives just make more money than professionals. So you might be an amazing professional, you might be an amazing program manager, developer, doctor, whatever you do for your living, right? You do a thing, it's a professional skill, it's a trade, it's something you're very good at, right? It could be social media marketing. Those are professional skills. Executives operate at a higher level, and their job is to make sure that an organization is set up for what's coming in the future and is operating as efficiently and effectively as possible. So there's different mindsets. You think about and learn different skills. When you're a professional, yes, you need to know how to do the things that you're doing. When you're executive, you need to know the people who know how to do those things, but you don't need to know how to. Like, my best CTO that I ever worked with never wrote a lick of code. He didn't know how to write code, but he had people on his team that were excellent at code. So think about that. Like, you also don't need to have executive skills to be a professional, and that's where a lot of people wind up staying. So think about just like the cost of inaction. If you decide, well, this $140,000 a year job, it's good enough. I don't want to invest in myself. I don't want to put myself out there. I don't want to worry about my resume and shit like that. I don't want to deal with interviews. I don't want to go networking. I hate that stuff. If that's you, good luck. I mean, good luck. It's good luck. I feel for you, because it's not going to work out the way you think it will. The people who move forward in their lives and careers are the people who take action. And the cost of inaction right now in this day and age with this administration is very high, much higher than it's been since the 1930s. And if you are not working to move yourself up, right? We just had a video talking about what AI is doing to the professional ranks. If you're not moving up into the executive ranks from the professional ranks, I got bad news for you. It might not look good for a long time. And at this point, you might want to start thinking about entrepreneurial routes, because the professional ranks are about to get decimated. And if you're not ready for it, you're going to regret it. So the cost of inaction, I would say it's $317 a day is the cost of inaction. But think about the compounding effect of that money, and also think about the existential risk that AI has for all of the skills in the professional ranks. And so moving up to the executive level, where AI isn't quite as skilled, it's more of a tool in a toolkit for executives than something that actually replaces whole jobs at the executive level. Be aware that now is the time for you to be moving upwards in your career. And so that's actually my second point, really talking about rapid skill obsolescence and the AI imperative. With AI, it's not just a trend anymore. It's actually a significant fundamental shift in the way that we do business. Just like stenographers went the way of the dodo when email came out. Just like how Mad Men advertisers for TV spots are no longer the kings and queens of media. It's TikTok. It's the people who know how to get ads into those environments on Meta and Google and all of that stuff. It's clickbait stuff. Those are the ones who drive that industry now, not the people who, had a whole nice, hierarchy system that they set up for decades around advertising, Ogilvy and all of that stuff. They're all losing it. They're all absolutely on their way out. And show me a stenographer, by the way. That's different from a court reporter. But show me a stenographer. That we just don't use them anymore. AI does stenography now if you want. It's crazy. So we have to recognize first and foremost that AI absolutely is going to eat the bottom half of white collar jobs. And we have to accept that if we want to move up, we have to move up in a way that shows that we have executive skills with the ability to actually use AI as a tool for team management and all of the things that the team did, and so on and so on and so on. And finally, the third reason why you really need to take action in your career right now is you're missing some leadership opportunities and personal growth opportunities. Networking is a dirty word. Nobody likes to do networking. It's kind of a weird thing that I don't even like the word networking, quite honestly. I just think it's more about just making human connections with other people that have common interests like you do. You're both interested in the same industry, for example, or you are two people who happen to be in the same area looking for work in the same ways, or you just you work in competing companies, or one is a vendor, one is a supplier, the other is, the integrator. Building connections with people that you begin to know, like, and trust is actually enjoyable. It's like making friends and real friends, good friends. And so like I love the in-person interaction at conferences and trade shows where I get to see people that I usually only see once a year, usually at that trade show or conference, but we hug like we've been old friends because we see each other for 15 years once a year. And you build relationships with people like that, and that leads to new opportunities that you're not aware of. And quite honestly, executive job searches can take 6 to 12 months and longer if you're looking at C-suite opportunities. 18 to 24 months is not uncommon. And so you need to be constantly building and managing your network of relationships in order to really move forward in your career. And if you're not taking action on doing those kinds of things, I got really bad news for you. So the time of this video, I'm recording this in late July. And so I assume this video will come out sometime between late July or early August. And I mentioned that because September 15th is the beginning of the next big hiring season. So from September 15th to November 15th, that's a 2-month window where lots of jobs are filled. Are you ready for that? Are you ready to take action to prepare your resume, your LinkedIn profile, all of the things that you need to have in place in order to be seen as an executive leader? Are you ready for that? If you're not, then check that link down below in the description. There's a 17-minute video that explains the whole executive framework, which is the framework we use to teach you how to actually take action in your career and how to move up once and for all out of the professional ranks into the executive ranks. We have a lot of programs that are priced anywhere from $5 to $25,000. And so we'll work with you to figure out which of these many different solutions and packages that we have to offer would be right for you. So if you want to learn more about that, like I said, go check out that video. You'll learn a lot from that video. And then if you want to learn more, you can move forward and book a call with one of our strategy coaches who will work with you to figure out what you really need and then aim you in the right direction. And sometimes we aim people away from us towards other organizations or other resources. So it's not a sales call. We're not a salesy organization. We do have some really great products and services and systems, and our community is amazing. And if you watch any of the client success stories on this channel, I think you'll take that away as well. All of that said, take action. Whatever you do, whether you work with a coach, whether you go get an MBA, whether you start networking your ass off, whether you start getting speaking engagements, whatever you do, start doing it now, because inaction leads to $317 a day going down the toilet, at least for that one person. That number actually helped him decide to move forward in some way in his career. And I'm excited to work with him. And I hope I get to work with you as well. If you want to learn more, like I said, click below. But that's what I got for you. I hope this is helpful. Go take action. Stop watching this video. Go take action. Go do something for yourself, for your family, for your career, for forward motion. So I'll see you in the next one.